exploring the minds of 10 influential philosophers. People often ask me for book recommendations on philosophy, and while it's a tricky question to answer, as it depends on personal preferences, I love introducing listeners to philosophers whose ideas can help us engage with the modern world. Here's my top 10 list, which is very much a personal opinion, influenced by the authors I've read, and certainly not exhaustive. I'll present them in no particular order. Number 1 is Giorgio Agamben, who really took the concept of the state of exception and brought it into the modern age. This idea, originally developed by Carl Schmitt, is about how power can exempt certain individuals or groups from the usual laws, justifying their exclusion or elimination. In his book, The State of Exception, Agamben explains how this concept is used to create different rules for different people. This is a must-read for anyone starting to question the social and political structures around them. Another honorable mention is Achille Mbembe, who in his essay Necropolitics expands on Agamben's idea to argue that in today's world, power is often about the right to inflict terror and death. Mbembe's work is a great follow-up to Agamben's. Number 2 is Achille Mbembe's contemporary Sara Ahmed, whose book Toward a Political Philosophy of Race takes the concept of the state of exception further into the future. She argues that race is neither a biological category nor a social construct, but rather a tool that gives social and political significance to physical features in order to maintain power. Her work explores the idea of a state not just of exception, but of categorization. Number 3 is Baris Gort, a real hipster choice. Gort is the pioneer of the modern philosophy of creativity, which combines insights from art, biology, neuroscience, computer science, and philosophy. His work is fascinating for anyone interested in creativity, regardless of whether they're a philosopher, an artist, or a computer programmer. Number 4 is Simone de Beauvoir, whose work, The Second Sex, is still a masterpiece of existentialism and feminism. She examines the role of women throughout history, asking probing questions that have significant implications for today's society. Number 5 is Bell Hooks, who, along with others, revitalized the concept of intersectionality, a modern political philosophy that looks at how various systems of oppression interact and combine. Her writing is powerful, accessible, and clear. Number 6 is David Lewis, a bit of an obvious choice, but his work is essential for anyone studying metaphysics. He championed the idea of modal realism, which posits that all possible worlds exist just as much as our own. His work has had a profound impact on modern philosophical thought. These philosophers offer a diverse range of perspectives, and I highly recommend exploring their works to deepen your understanding of the world around you. Let's dive into the fascinating world of philosophy with a list of influential thinkers who have shaped how we understand the world today. Coming in at number 7 is Karl Marx, a figure who, even if you don't agree with all his ideas, has an incredible ability to leave you stunned and rethinking everything. His most famous work, Das Kapital, is a perfect example of this. At first glance, the book might seem intimidating. Its opening 200 pages are packed with dense, technical analysis that can feel like wading through mud. But stick with it, because after that, it transforms into something truly electrifying, almost like a philosophical roller coaster. What makes Marx even more engaging is his sharp wit. He loved throwing sarcastic jabs at other thinkers, which adds a layer of entertainment to his writing. This combination of depth and humor is why his work remains a timeless classic. Next up, at number 8, we have Elizabeth Ashford, a brilliant mind in the field of global justice, one of the most exciting areas of philosophy today. This branch of philosophy tackles big, real-world questions, such as, who should be held accountable for issues like climate change? What are our moral obligations when it comes to problems like sweatshop labor? And is it the responsibility of wealthy nations to help those in poverty? Ashford has written extensively on these topics, as well as on human rights, offering clear, logical arguments that break down these complex issues in a way that's easy to grasp. For example, when discussing sweatshop labor, she might ask us to consider not just the workers' conditions, but also the role consumers play in perpetuating those conditions by buying cheap goods. Beyond her academic contributions, Ashford is also known for being incredibly kind and approachable in person, making her someone you'd love to chat with if you ever get the chance to meet her. At number 9, we have Talia Becher, a philosopher whose work is deeply rooted in the idea of using philosophy as a tool to improve the world. Her research often focuses on the philosophy of gender, with a particular emphasis on how philosophical ideas can help liberate people who face oppression because of their gender identity, especially transgender individuals. For instance, Becher might explore how societal norms around gender can limit people's freedom, and she works to develop theories that challenge those norms and promote equality. What sets her apart is her commitment to ensuring her work has real-world impact, not just academic value. If you're interested in learning more, there's a free lecture of hers linked in the description. Definitely worth checking out to see her ideas in action. Finally, at number 10, we have Jeff McMahon, a leading voice in the challenging field of applied ethics. This area of philosophy deals with tough moral dilemmas in everyday life, and McMahon isn't afraid to jump right into the deep end. He's written on a wide range of topics, including gun ownership, healthcare, euthanasia, war, torture, and government policy. While his formal writing style can sometimes feel a bit long-winded, he's the kind of writer who might take 12 pages to explain something that could fit on one. His thoroughness is part of what makes his work so valuable. Once you get used to his style, you'll find his arguments are packed with thought-provoking insights. For example, in his work on euthanasia, he might ask us to consider not just the rights of the individual, but also the ethical responsibilities of doctors and society as a whole, making us think more deeply about issues we might otherwise oversimplify. So, there you have it, my top 10 philosophers you should know about if you want to better understand the world around you. These thinkers offer ideas that not only challenge your perspective but also inspire meaningful conversations. If you enjoyed this list, be sure to subscribe for more philosophy content, and don't forget to leave a comment below sharing your thoughts. Who do you think deserves a spot on this list? Oh, and one quick note. There's a phrase I kept stumbling over while recording this. He championed an idea. To clarify, I don't mean he just supported it. I mean he created it, pioneered it, brought it into existence. But wow, did I trip over that word a lot while filming?